Okay, boys and girls, we've got a new twist in this story here. Landscape 88, what's up? I'm gonna wait just a minute here. Matt LaMarche, thanks. Here's an interesting story for everybody. So I was talking to the site superintendent, a gentleman there from Tennessee running this job. When I rolled up on this job, I really didn't like the safety issue here as far as like 9-foot drop off, cars. Well, guess what happened? I was talking to him. I noticed this damaged block, and I thought, well, that's kind of, I don't know what the hell. Loader must have hit it, putting gravel in. No, car drove over it. Yeah, I'll pause for dramatic effect there. Car drove over this. Billy Sipp, you might know something about this. Billy's a volunteer firefighter here in Amanda and full-time in Bloom Township, just up the road from here. But a car drove over this. Kids, can you imagine that caution tape doesn't hold cars back? So, tremendous lesson. Lawsuit now. At least there should have been, I would have at least liked to have seen snow, safety fence, whatever across here instead of caution tape. And hell, this might not even been up, frankly, when that happened. This happened 2 days ago. Or shit, last night, Sunday night, he said. So, a guy pulling out of here drove through and decided not to take the road but take a shortcut over the edge. A little Chevy S10 Blazer type deal. So a little lesson in site safety here, folks. There should have been big immovable blocks, pallets stacked, anything. Yeah, caution tape was it. Yeah, so Sip knows the backstory here because he's in the know here with all the doings, all the emergency services locally here. So guys, let that be a lesson for you if you're building walls or anything. The general contractors, I would say, is possibly on the hook for this because they didn't secure a job site. Now granted, the guy's drunk, it's going to be their saving grace probably in this ordeal. The guy crashed and tore up the electric. This is $80,000. Good question, Marsh. $80,000 septic system here, sewer system. And this dude crashed into a part of the function of it, and they got to shut the store down to build this damn thing. So, excuse my language, but they got to shut the store down now. So it's a big deal. So, Matt, and that's this thing had ought to, this parking lot, they're going to peel it down and redo it, but this is a temporary just access right now. But they're going to grade this down. In theory, it should swale and run all the water out and around. It shouldn't be dumping the water right out behind this retaining wall. For the most part, the superintendent there said there's going to be a 2-foot strip of planter bed, a fence. What type, I don't know, but at least a true visual barrier is better than nothing. And there's going to be a planting bed there in the corner. But just a tremendous, what a great lesson in site safety, because there is no barrier whatsoever. But had to have been a hell of a ride. Flipped the truck over, it landed on its top and some busted glass there and stuff, which I walked right over but didn't think much of it. So there you go. But it's also pretty cool to see how they how the wall held up. It really did good, like it's supposed to. So with a 5,000-pound car going over the edge of it, so really did pretty well. The site superintendent even asked me, "Do you want that roll of geogrid? That's like $300 worth of geogrid there." Yes, I will take it. He said it's going in the dumpster otherwise. So how about that? There's a roll there, quarter of a roll there, and another half a roll up there. Now, lesson: it is not good you cannot use open geogrid on a commercial project. So that'll go in a project or something in a driveway application. We're not worried about it being scratched or nicked somewhere. Now the guy said they took that geofabric, unless I misunderstood him, and they took that fabric out and rolled it long ways and cut off the excess because the spec was only 4 foot for geogrid length. If they did that way, they are wrong. Unless it's bi-directional geogrid or biaxial geogrid, which means it has strength in both directions of the grid, which I'll show you here in this open roll right here. And it is not bi-directional geogrid. So these thick bands right here are the strong part of this geogrid, this webbing. These are just spacers. This stuff here is just spacers. So if they rolled this out long ways with the wall, they did it wrong, and it's actually not the structural part of the geogrid that works. So that sucks, unless the guy was just mistaken, which is very possible. See if I can keep him getting run over in front of the retaining wall, or behind it. And that, guys, so there we go. Man, viewership sucks today. I don't know what's going on. My Instagram followers are so low. I don't know what's going on. But I will still bring you value. So guys, that's the project. we did not build this. Just to preface that again, we did not build this project. And thanks for the yellow hearts. Sippy Roni! And that's that, guys. So wild ride, I'm sure. Take care, folks. Have a good one.